Hey, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Orphan Car Garage. My name is John. I'm located in Abington, that's in Massachusetts, and we're about 30 minutes south of Boston. We had another Cadillac to feature for you here this month at Orphan Car Garage. About a month ago, maybe, we featured a similar generation sedan DeVille here on our YouTube channel. If you missed that, you can go back and check it out. That car has since been sold. Happy new owners locally. That was from the year 1971. This is a 1974 model sedan DeVille, very similar in size and design to the 1971 that we featured here. This one is a couple notches above in quality over the 71 that we sold, which in its own right was a really nice car. You'll notice right away that the 74 sort of has a very distinctive look. It's almost, as you could say, a one-year only design. Well, it is a one-year only design. Cadillac used this large egg crate style grille with the round headlights pressed close together and the directionals on the outer edges, as opposed to the directionals being between the two headlights as the earlier models had. So the 1974 model is rather distinctive and stands out in a crowd. Speaking of standing out in a crowd, is this paint. This paint is gorgeous. Cadillac called this Pueblo beige. It's more gold fire mist to me, but by the code it is Pueblo beige. This is a repaint, a decent quality driver repaint. I would say this is probably a 7.5 out of 10 on the repaint scale. Extremely presentable. The painter added some metallic flake into the paint, almost giving it a fire mist look, and I think it sets the car off beautifully. Again, we've got that hard top styling without the pillars between the doors, which I oh so love. And there's a sneak peek of that really cool interior that we're going to get to in a minute. Nice wheels, hubcaps with some Broadway classic, correct size white wall tires fitted on this car, which again set it off beautifully. Over 5,000 pounds and almost 20 feet long. Definitely a car you can't miss coming down the road. A common issue on all these full-size Cadillacs from this era are deteriorated bumper fillers. They've all been replaced on this car. They were all replaced with the repaint. Very nicely done. Not perfect, but very nice. This is a very high quality driver status car. Nice trim, emblems, fender skirts. Prerequisite for driving a car like this, fender skirts. Again, that really cool interior that we're going to get to in a second. We got a passenger side factory issued mirror, which certainly helps when you're moving a car like this into a parking space or backing it into a parking space. Not a whole lot to pick apart on the exterior of this car. It's extremely clean. However, it is afflicted with something that's very, very common, and I've mentioned it before. Look at that gleam in the sun. Just absolutely stunning. This car is afflicted with a condition that's oh so common on these cars with vinyl roofs. I've mentioned it before, and that is some corrosion under the vinyl, and this car is no exception. Right here in the corner, you can see some there with some poking through under here, as well as along here. Sadly, this is a very, very common condition on these cars. Overall, though, not too bad. Across the back, I've seen much worse. It's absolutely fixable and not as bad to fix as some people might think, especially in a car like this where it hasn't completely taken over. Much better on this side, as you can see. A little bit here again on the corner. The 71 that I profiled had the same exact affliction right here in the corner of the rear window. Debris collects under this molding and it just acts like a sponge. And then up here there's a little more. Other than that, though, it's not so bad, but definitely worth mentioning. Again, a very, very common thing to see, sadly, on these vinyl roof cars. But to me, a vinyl roof on this car is absolutely a prerequisite. It just looks stunning up here with this vinyl roof. Color matching gold vinyl roof. Nice trim. You're not going to find any corrosion across the bottom at all. Lower fenders. Some very minor body work has been performed on this car. As a parent right in here, I could see that paint's a little wavy. When this car was painted, some minor touch-ups were done on the body. But again, this is a driver quality car. This is not a Pebbles Beach concourse car whatsoever. If that's what you're looking for, this is not the car for you. However, this is definitely a car to be proud of driving and putting your family in. Again, those bumper fillers that are oh so expensive to replace have already been done on this car. The trunk in this car is very clean with its original liner. The trunk floor is extremely clean. There's pictures of that on my website, orphancargarage.com. Again, you'll see that there's no bubbling or anything around here. Really, really good shape with just some minor body work performed during its repaint. Very minor. Car has just over 100,000 miles on it, and it's believed that this car spent its early years and most of its life in the state of Kentucky. The car was inherited by the gentleman's grandson who went to school in Boston and brought the car to Boston right around 2002 or 2003, and the most recent owner purchased it from the grandson in 2004. So he's owned this car for 20 years and only put about 3,000 miles on it in 20 years. Kept it garage, of course. Just can't get enough of this shade of paint. So let's get to the interior. First, the back seat, because I always forget to talk about the back seat. Really nice door panels, all original. Some minor fade, a car from something you'd expect in a car of this age. Now, this plaid has a fun story behind it. If you look into 1974 brochures of sales material, you're not going to find much about this plaid. This is called Metamora cloth. Metamora cloth. I wish the name was a little bit more unique than that, but that's what Cadillac called it. And this fabric was not available as an option until the spring of 1974. So very, very few 1974 Cadillacs came with this Metamora plaid fabric interior. Most of what you see when you see this, most of the cars you see this in are 1975 models. This became a regular production option in the 1975 DeVilles. Again, it was sort of a spring edition, a late production edition in the 1974s, and this car is equipped. Really nice carpeting, some correct floor mats there, some reproduction floor mats. We do have the original floor mats in the trunk. Driver's side door panel, everything you'd expect here. Power locks work, all the power windows work. Your remote mirror, no problem there. The seats are in excellent shape, just a little bit of thread wear on this plaid fabric, as you can see. All original, nothing's been touched. That unique two-step dashboard that was introduced for the 1974 model year. The odometer showing 102,238 miles. Climate control, which does operate the way it was designed. I did not test the cruise control, but I can do that for someone if they wish. Yes, a rather tragic aftermarket stereo installation. We do have the original AM/FM 8-track player that this car was equipped with when it was new. The owner will get that. It's in the trunk, and I'll show you that when we open the trunk. Original owner's manuals are in the glove box. Start it up for you here. Nice headliner. Really well appointed interior. Very 70s, extremely 70s vibe here. Fold down armrests, both front and rear. Everything you'd expect. Oh, and a trash bin. The litter container became standard equipment in 1974. When I first saw that, I thought it was an option, but I was corrected. Otherwise, that is a standard equipment option, a trash bin or a litter bin in the passenger side kick panel. 472 cubic inches of V8 power under the hood. Go under the hood now over here. No smoke, no strange noises. Nice running car. Heavy hood. There you go. 472 V8 AC compressor, which was replaced about 1,000 miles ago, that AC compressor, as was the front brakes, as were the front brakes, pads and calipers and rotors, replaced about 1,000 miles ago. Very nice running car. That alternator looks fairly recent as well, as does the battery. There you have it, a beautiful 1974 Sedan DeVille. Great entry-level classic car. For someone that doesn't have deep pockets to get into, this car is extremely drivable. Extremely drivable car. Very, very turnkey. Nothing to really have to invest in right out of the gate. I wouldn't be opposed to driving this car on a daily basis. Let me open the trunk for you real quick and show you what you get for your money with this 1974 DeVille. There we go. Oddly, this car is not equipped with an inside trunk release. There's no button in the glove box, and there's also no power pull down on this car. So this is a fully manual trunk. Cadillac seemed to be very a la carte back in the day. You could get however you want, whatever you wanted, however you wanted it. So you've got some extra set of really nice wheel covers. We've got that original AM/FM 8-track player, which you will get. That's the radio that was in the dash prior to the installation of the aftermarket one. And you've got the original Cadillac floor mats here. They're actually in pretty good shape. This car's obviously been, well, some heel wear there on the driver's side one, but you do get the original carpeted style floor mats, as well as the really cool aftermarket ones with the Cadillac crest. Tilt steering wheel, obviously, as well. Steering wheel itself is in pretty good condition. Some minor wear here on the veneer. Very common for that to completely crack. The steering wheel itself has no cracks, just a defect there on the veneer applique. Kind of wanted to show you that. So all in all, a very nice presentation. Nothing to be ashamed of. Unfortunate with the rust under the roof, but again, not the end of the world. The car is very drivable as is. I would not be opposed to having that fixed. It's not as bad as you think price-wise to do it, or maybe you can do it yourself. That's really all we can pick apart on this car. I gotta walk quite a ways back. Again, over almost 20 feet long. This car weighs almost just over 5,000 pounds. This is when cars were cars, that's for sure. 1974, and of course Cadillac was probably holding their breath because that was the time of the oil embargo. So I guess if you had the money to buy the car, you weren't afraid to pay the price for gas. So anyway, there's a piece of American history here in front of us from the Cadillac Motor Division. A very high quality driver. We are the purveyors of affordable classic cars, and this car fits exactly into that wheelhouse. This perfectly drivable turnkey Cadillac from 1974 will set you back just $10,900. $10,900 for this extremely nice driver quality Sedan DeVille from 1974. Give me a call, 508-954-8090. Check this car out on my website. There is all kinds of pictures of this car there, including the undercarriage, which, by the way, is very clean. Just normal scale that you'd expect for a car of its age, but overall extremely clean under there, and there are pictures of that there. orphancockgarage.com. Subscribe to my page here on YouTube, like my page, comment below, find us on Facebook, yada yada. I appreciate all the support you guys give. Until the next one, which is coming real soon, we'll see you down the road. Thanks for watching.